Welcome to Meet the Candidate. I'm Bianca Mewborn, freelance journalist and contributing correspondent for the Daily Reflector and the Standard newspapers. And today I am speaking with Mary Newton Moore, candidate for the Town of Grifton mayoral race. Mary Moore, welcome.
Thank you so very much.
Tell me about yourself.
Well, there's a lot to tell, beginning with my living in Grifton practically all of my life. I was born in Farmville, and my parents moved to Grifton, and this is where I went to school. At the age of 16, I moved to New Jersey, Irvington, New Jersey, and went to school, finished my high school, and went to college at Jersey City State. I got a bachelor's degree in business administration and economics, and later on I went to King College in Union, New Jersey, and received a master's degree in supervisory education, where I became director of 5 daycare centers under the Newark Housing Authority, and I served there for 18 years, and then I sort of resigned and came back as a teacher, Newark Board of Education, and this is where I was until I retired.
Ms. Moore, why are you interested in being mayor of Grifton?
Well, there's a great need in Grifton. It's my home. I live there. I know what's going on because I came every year to spend time. My summers were spent there, holidays. And I saw Grifton being changed to, there wasn't anything there anymore. It wasn't a pleasure to come home because there was nothing there to give you that feeling of homelessness, being at home and enjoying your neighbors and your relatives. I have lots of relatives there. And it didn't seem to be any cohesiveness as far as people were concerned. So that's when I formulated the idea that I would become the mayor of Grifton long ago before I even thought about running.
What are some of your strengths?
Well, I'm an outgoing person. I love people. I get along with people very easily because people trust me. I'm honest. I'm straightforward. And I just love my people in general, especially to help them when I see there's a need.
Why should the citizens of Grifton vote for you?
Because they need me. There has to be a change in Grifton. We've lost the bank. We've lost our ABC store. We've lost the drugstore, which is very vital to seniors as well as those who are on some type of medication. So now you have to travel 7 or 8 miles away or 11 miles away to get to a drugstore, and that's not good. People need to have access to their medications because older people, even younger people, and that need is not met in Grifton. In fact, our businesses are leaving. We're just becoming almost a ghost town. And I think I can bring a change by the knowledge that I've acquired through my political journey in New Jersey. I think I could make a difference.
Can you tell me more about your political journey in New Jersey?
In New Jersey, right away, when I was going to school there, I joined the Democratic Party and became a district leader. And I served in that position for about 15 years. Nobody could run against me. Nobody was qualified enough to run against me, so I got it every year. I also served on the Board of Education in Irvington. We built a new school there, and my name is on a plaque outside of the school building, which is sort of nice. There were so many organizations that I was involved in because I'm that type of person. I like to be involved and go see what's going on in our community. I was with the first mayor that was elected in Irvington. I was in that campaign. I was one of the guest speakers. So I've had a long history of political participation.
Describe a time where you faced a challenging situation.
Many times, but I can tell you one. When I took the job at Revlon, I worked as Revlon as the first black supervisor, and I was the only female, young female, black, and my white counterparts didn't take to me as well as I thought they should. But anyway, we overcame that, and I went on to get my own department at Revlon with my own staff, and but at first it was challenging. It was ooh, good gracious, it wasn't challenging. It was a nightmare, but I overcame.
Tell me about a time you had to work with a difficult colleague.
That was a time.
That time?
That time. Because I was the only female. And everybody else was business white men. And they did not appreciate a young black woman coming into their department with a report as to how well things were doing. They just didn't. It was challenging. But they overcame it. We got together.
Describe a situation where you had to prioritize multiple tasks.
When you say multiple tasks, yes, I can do that. I was a foster parent, and I was also a director at child care centers. And getting the children to different schools in the morning, being on time at my job, being back there to pick them up, make dinner, and I had my mother with me who was an invalid, and my father was sick too, and they was all living with me. I had to take care of everybody. It was very difficult. It was difficult, but I managed to do it.
What is your proudest accomplishment?
Oh, there were so many. When I leaving Grifton, I did not have a high school education, and I had to start all over in New Jersey. But I did my GED with honors, and it was a proud moment for me. I was able then to go into college and earn a bachelor degree and later a master's degree. Those were highlights of my life because I never thought that I could achieve those things.
What do you see as the most pressing needs for infrastructure or capital projects in Grifton?
I think we need to take a look at so many things. Transportation. If you come into Grifton on a ride, you've got to get a ride to go out. Probably pay someone to do this. There's no transportation coming or going into Grifton, which is sort of limit people from shopping, from going get their medications, or just visiting people. I see that there's a need for abandoned buildings that have been there for 30 and 40 years to be torn down or demolished. It's the same thing. Also, there need to be transparency in the meetings that we attend. I know it has anything to do with infrastructure, but whatever's going on there, we should be able to know in advance without being told this is going to happen and we have no say about it. It should be brought to the public. Things should be brought to the public. We need housing. We have some new housing that are built, but I don't understand how they could approve the architectural plans, because I remember what tobacco barns look like, and I'm not it's just horrible. When I look at the structure of those houses, they look like the barns that we used to put tobacco barn. How could you approve? I don't understand that. There's so many things I don't understand, but I do intend to find out. I've asked questions, but you don't get answers, and that's very frustrating.
Should the board be encouraging building and development?
Yes, that's what they're there for. We need a chamber of commerce, someone who has the job of bringing in businesses and discussing it with the board for approval or whatever case it might be. But the board definitely should be involved by all means.
What part of town would receive more attention from you if you're elected?
The area that I live in, and also the Pitt Memorial area where we have voters there. They have a lot of complaints, but they don't seem to get any service unless they just know somebody on the board and they speak for them. That's not the way it's supposed to be. So I would say in my part of town where I live, Pitt Main Street, it needs to be looked at. Those old houses that's been there 30 and 40 years should be torn down or whatever. I don't know. Remodel. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know who owns them, but I intend to find out. We need to take a look at address those things. And the reason being is that the Bowdoin area back there, they used my street, Main Street, to go back to the landing. And you shouldn't have to see old buildings and broken windows and not coming into a town that's prideful. You know, we're better than that. We can do better.
If elected, what is your primary goal to accomplish during your term?
That's during the term is a bit much, but to start, I would have meetings where the people in Grifton would know what's going on. Transparency is very important. We have meetings now where you can speak, you can tell what you would like to see done or need to have done, but you get no response. There's no response, you just talk. And sometimes things happen, most of the times they don't. So transparency is very important. If you can't speak during the general meeting, have those town hall meetings where people can speak and voice their opinions and their ideas and their needs or concerns. I think it's very important that you engage people instead of isolating them into groups. Certain parts of town, you got all this, you know, the park, beautiful. My area, no swings, the swings are missing, the grass is grown up, there's no place to sit. That's not good. See, being a mayor is not for certain people. Being a mayor is for all people. And that's what I would like to see. A mayor for all people, not just some people.
What community involvement have you had within the last 5 years?
Well, I've attended a lot of meetings at town hall. I've gotten not much information, but I was there. I also do, I volunteer at the food bank to make sure folks get, you know, the food that comes in. I make meals for the seniors who are home, especially on Sundays. I love to cook, and they rave about my good cooking, so that sort of keeps me going. I'd like to, I started a garden this year, but I couldn't keep it up because of other activities going on. But I did keep my garden up in the house. I have plants galore, and they keep me busy. Also, I have a little grandson whose parents seem to think that I'm the parent, and he's with me now.
How do you think the city council should interact with staff?
Very well. In fact, they're the ones who hire and interview them. So if there's a problem with the staff they've hired, get rid of them. Simple. I mean, it should be a mutual agreement. I want to work. You hire me. I work. Very well. Do my job. And if you're not, then I think it behooves the council to make recommendations and to the town manager or whoever, and let them go. This is business. This is not friendship. It's business.
Members of the city council are frequently criticized in a public way. If you are subject to public criticism, how would you respond?
Well, it depends on who's criticizing. Is it a truth or is it a lie? And I would respond based on that criteria, not on personal feelings, by no means, but in a manner that would be conducive to the questions that are being asked or the criticism that is being sent my way. You don't get angry and scream and shout at people. That's not the way to do it. We are business people. We're honest people. We're open people. And people should be treated that way. That's mine.
Ms. Moore, what can you tell me about your 2017 run for mayor of Grifton?
Well, it was a very exciting time. I did a lot of legwork in the communities, and my neighbors and my relatives all came out and voted for me. And on the day of when the votes were counted, I was declared the winner. It was on the radio, it was on TV. People all over was calling me from different states, congratulating me. And I was so tired, I went to sleep. The next morning, about midday, I was told that, no, you didn't win. The current mayor he won. There were some votes that I could not, I was told by the director, he could not certify some of the votes from the Pitt, the north side. Therefore, they were taken from me. And the old mayor had more votes. However, around December, I forgot the time, December 17th, I believe, I got a letter from the state of North Carolina, and this is what it says. To Mary Moore, Mayor-elect, 6931 Pitt Street, Grifton, North Carolina, 28540. Dear Mrs. Moore, congratulations on being elected mayor of the town of Grifton. I'm grateful for your willingness to serve in public office. I believe that our collective efforts on behalf of our communities and the state as a whole will help build a stronger North Carolina. Again, congratulations. If the Department of Justice or I can ever be of assistance to you, please do not hesitate to call. Best regards, Josh Stein. At that time, he was Attorney General. I have the letter. However, it was still said there was a lot of mistakes made, and the mayor is the mayor. He is the mayor of Grifton.
Why did you not contest that?
It was sort of confusing, and I was hurt, and I was disappointed, and my friends and family were on me like, just leave me alone. Well, I don't know what's going on. It was a very, very time when I just didn't want to even come out of my house after all the publicity of being mayor. And this came later. The letter came much later. So I just sort of resigned. The mayor was already pumping up that he's top head. And I said, let it go. Let it go. But this time is my time.
Ms. Moore, if there's anything else that you would like to express or convey directly to the citizens of Grifton, please take this time to do so.
I want to speak to the women who are in Grifton and the surrounding areas. If you can come out and vote early, show your support. Grifton needs a feminine touch, and only women can do that. So come out and vote not for anybody, vote for Mary Newton Moore. Mary Newton Moore. Looking forward to seeing you at the polls. Come early and put your vote in. Thank you so much.
Thanks for tuning in to Meet the Candidate. We had Mary Moore here today. I'm Bianca Mewborn. Have a good afternoon.